Hello and welcome to this evening when we're celebrating the work of the Bright Sparks Kite Mark and the young people, the kite markers that do the work. My name is James and I am one of the kite markers. Thank you for taking the time to join us and taking part in our celebration. We hope you've had some time to wind down after the day's activities and that you enjoy the rest of the evening. We will be taking photographs throughout the evening. So if anyone doesn't want their photograph taken or used in any reports or publications, please will you let us know. To get us started, I'd like to say a few words about why we set up the Kite Mark in Haltham. We are working towards a society where everyone is valued equally and are included. In the past, this hasn't been true for people with disabilities. They have been excluded from taking part and having the same opportunities as everyone else. But by the way we organise our society, our systems, our buildings, and our pace of life, the ways we communicate and our attitudes. So until recently, people with learning disabilities were sent away to institutions. It is so good that things have got so much better, but there is still a lot of work still to be done. Mark Harper, MP, became the new Minister for Disabled People in July. So in August, there was a lack of accessibility for people with disabilities at Britain's tourism venues was highlighted on the national news. An organisation called Vitalise surveyed the venues that were recorded as the 100 most popular tourist attractions in the UK, and 52 of them responded. The survey found that 63% were not fully wheelchair accessible and many did not train the staff in disability awareness. Mark Harper said that everyone deserves to enjoy a summer holiday and people with disabilities are no exception. He commented that the businesses were missing a trick, but not actively attracting this group of volunteers. Here are some of the findings from the survey. So also in August, a press release from the Department for Work and Pensions and the Office for Disability Issues said that the High Street could be boosted by £212 billion by attracting disabled people and their families. Research from the Department of Work and Pensions has shown that disabled people find shopping the most difficult experience for accessibility, followed by going to the cinema, theatre and concerts. Drinking and eating out in pubs and restaurants was the third on the list. Mark Harper said, "We want businesses up and down our high streets to realise that they are excluding more than 12 million customers, their families, if they fail to cater for disabled people. That's equivalent to the populations of London, Birmingham, Leeds, Sheffield, Cardiff and Manchester combined. It's not just about fairness, it makes good business sense to be accessible." The report suggested many easy and low-cost ways to improve accessibility, including those shown on the screen now. This is why we set up the Bright Sparks Kite Mark in Haltham. We want to make it possible for young people in Halton to be able to use and enjoy all services and facilities in the borough so they can really be part of the community. It's so good that we have a council that values and supports this work, and it's exciting that the Bright Sparks with others in our borough. Many of you are here tonight are leading the way in this country by tackling the issues that the government are talking about. So up to now, we have kite-marked 63 shops, leisure facilities and eating out places, organisations and public services, and 8 checks are in progress at the moment. 48 have been given an award, and 9 of them have been given the kite mark for the 2nd year running. The response from them has been positive. Thank you to those who have joined us this evening. It's also been encouraging that those who haven't met the criteria have been willing to listen and feedback and work with us. I'd like to welcome Thomas to the front now. He's going to tell you more about the Bright Sparks kite mark.
James, that was good. Hi, I'm Thomas Norris. I work on the Bright Sparks project at Halton Speak Out, and I'm one of the original kite mark team. As William Hartnell said to the 5th Doctor Who in the 5 Doctors, I am the original, you might say. I'm going to tell you more about the Bright Sparks project and what it is and how we do it. What is Halton Speak Out? Halton Speak Out is a charity that helps young people and adults with additional needs to speak up for themselves and have more confidence to be in control of their lives. It is located in the Old Town in Runcorn. We have 2 teams, one for adults and one for children and young people. They run a number of projects, and Bright Sparks is one of the young people's projects. You'll have the chance to find out about the other projects later in the evening. What is the Bright Sparks Kite Mark? It is an award that is given to places in Halton, such as cinemas, restaurants, shops, and other places young people might go to. We will give it to them if we think they are good places for young people with disabilities to go to. Here are some of the Bright Sparks Kite Marks Awards being given to some places in Halton. How do we decide if they are good places and deserve a kite mark? Bright Sparks Kite Markers. We have a number of trained kite markers. This is the first group to be trained. You will meet some of our newer kite markers later. We go secret shopping to check places out. We look for the same thing in every place to make it fair. What do we look for? How accessible is it? Could a person in a wheelchair get into the building easily? Could a person in a wheelchair get around easily? If there's more than one floor, is there a lift, and could a person in a wheelchair and a support worker get in the lift? Also, is the lift working? Was there a disabled toilet? Are the signs and information confusing or easy to read? Attitude of staff. Were the staff grumpy, not interested, or nasty? Or were they friendly, interested in you and helpful? Did they take time to listen to you? Did the staff explain things in ways you understand? Did the member of staff you spoke to have a name badge? Was the venue safe and clean? Were the fire exits signs clear and the fire doors clear? Was the venue clean or dirty? Are the toilets dirty or clean? Now, is it good value for money? Where the price is marked clearly? Do you pay to go in? Are things to buy too expensive or cheap? Are they good quality for the price, and was it value for money? After we done our visits, we get together and decided the place should get a kite mark. If they get a good score, we present them with a certificate that they can display so young people can see it and know the place has been checked by the kite markers. We also give them feedback on what they did well and on the things they could do to make things better. After a year, we go back and check the places who have a kite mark again. It's been encouraging to be able to give many places a second award. We were really pleased with the way the kite marking was going, and it's great giving the kite mark awards out. But we knew that one thing was missing. We wanted to be able to support the places who didn't get a kite mark to get one, not just to tell them that they were unsuccessful and why, but we did not have the resources to do this. So, it was great when the Council for Disabled Children agreed to fund this. With the money they gave us, we were able to employ Dan, Steve and Tina to do this work, and they are doing a great job. They work with managers and offer advice or training to help their business or organisation get a kite mark. The kite mark will be more successful and more young people in Halton know about it and look out for it when they are out and about. I, myself, go to schools and other places to tell young people about it. After tonight, it would be great if you can help us with this by telling as many young people as possible about the Bright Sparks kite mark. Thank you.
Thank you, Thomas. The kite mark scheme has obviously cannot happen without us, the young kite markers. We've worked hard to make sure we represent other young people and check places out well for them. And we've got more confident and enjoy the work. But as well as the number of places we were checking got bigger, we realised that we needed more kite markers. So it's been good to work in Chestnut Lodge and Brookfield schools and train up some new young people to join us. Please welcome Alison Upham, the Principal of Services for Children with Disabilities in Halton, who is going to present some of the young people from the schools with their certificates as the new Bright Spark kite markers.
Thank you, everybody. It was so lovely to be invited. Particular thanks to both James and Thomas for their fabulous words.
Thank you.
You're welcome, Thomas. I'm not going to speak for very long because you'd much rather listen to them than listen to me. But I was delighted to be asked to say a few words. They didn't tell me they were going to put the photograph of you and I up, Thomas, that was a number of years ago, whilst we both look a little older. I know, but I look much older, whereas you look fabulous still. So well done. As James said really in the words he said, we started our journey a few years ago when the previous government set up a project nationwide called Aiming High for Disabled Children. And in 2008, they selected a small number of authorities across England to test out some of the things that they wanted to happen. And Halton was lucky enough to be chosen as one of only 2 authorities in the Northwest to have a go and try out some new things which would make life a bit easier for disabled young people and their families living in Halton. And James mentioned that we've worked with lots of people to develop the services, and we're still developing as we go along. And we've talked a lot to young people and a lot to families, and the services that we have now today are because of the people that have worked with us and talked with us. One of the most important things we wanted to do was not only provide some services so that young people could have a good time and their carers could have a break, but we wanted to try and see if we could help to improve things for their families in their daily life. The most significant things that families told us was that they wanted the opportunity to live an ordinary life and to be able to do things that every family wanted to do. And young people told us they wanted to do things that other young people wanted to do. And most of those were activities in the community. So it wasn't good enough just for the council and the agencies who work with them to do the work. We needed to work with people in ordinary services. And as you've mentioned, the places that people go to in the community, whether that be shops or cinemas or